Yo, y'all come on in, man. Come on in. I ain't got to tell y'all to come on in because y'all already in the comments I see, but come on in right quick, man. Talk to your boy right quick, man. We did the live last night, after the game. Shout out to my boy A1 Forever, man. Pretty good live, man. It didn't feel like a live last night, man, because we had things to do. But one thing that we talked about on the show last night was something that, I've been thinking on for a while. Shout out to my boy, Let's Get It GA, man. We had these conversations long before, they even come over the airwaves and, I come up with ideas, he comes up with ideas. And for some reason, man, they always seem to come to pass. But one thing that I want y'all to, realize, what's up, nephew? But there's one thing I want y'all to realize, man. I don't say this for clicks. I just see it because I just watch what's going on around the league, man. And I've been a Falcon fan 36 years, and next year will be 37. And to think about the things that I've seen over the years as a Falcon fan, like one thing that, I never forget, man. What's good, JT? One thing I never forget, man, is seeing Deion Sanders in his 49ers uniform. 1994. 1994 kind of, shaped my life a little bit because at that time I was sick and in the hospital a lot. And to see Deion Sanders playing against a rival, playing with a rival team, it kind of pissed me off. But at the same time, it let me know that every sport is a business. And even Deion Sanders said it himself that it's a business, and they told him to go elsewhere because he needed to be paid what he was worth, and they don't feel like they were going to be able to do that. And think about it, man. If you had a chance to make your team better, and you will be able to do what it takes to make that happen, what would you do? Because that's what I want to know as a Falcon fan. What would you do? Berto, what's up, my guy? He said, could you even say the rest of the game left is for player development? As it stands, we've done a bad job developing. And see, that's the thing, Berto. It could be a thing with development. Me and A1 talked about that a little bit. That they playing for jobs now, and next season and season to come, and they're really auditioning for other teams if they don't stay here. And that's the thing, man. Can this coaching staff develop anybody, man? That's the thing. Development is key. And as I was saying with the Deion Sanders part of what I was going to say about the business part, when you want to rebuild your team, man, you got to keep key players. I get that part. But at the same time, you can't fall into that hole again. What's up, A1? What's good, man? But you can't fall into that
Hey
same.
man, say his name and he appears like Joe Hendry.
Hey, man, that's how how I do, bro. But as I was saying, man, you got to make tough decisions, man. And we saw this a couple of years ago. I'd say about 5 years ago when we had 3 contracts that were taking up all the books. And we were talking about this about a month ago, a month and a half ago, me and A1. But when you make those tough decisions, who are you going to make them for? And I'm going to give y'all some logic behind what I'm saying because I got some numbers I want to show y'all. But you got anything you want to say before I go on?
Well, I'm assuming that we're continuing that conversation that we had yesterday with about new coach, new GM comes in. People want to change up things,
Correct.
but but yeah, man. I mean, you can go ahead. I know I got a couple of examples myself. I mean,
Yeah, you know.
I can even start in this. I can even start in this division. Remember when Matt Rule came in? A new GM had came in for the Carolina Panthers.
And that would
David
be
Moore
Dan
was
Morgan.
gone.
That would be Dan
Yeah,
Morgan.
David
Yeah,
Moore was gone. What's the name? What David Moore was gone. What's my name? Christian McCaffrey was gone. Brian Burns eventually ended up getting up out of there. All
absolutely,
cornerstone people at that
absolutely,
particular time.
absolutely. And see, that's what I'm saying. When change comes, you got to be ready for anything, man. That just like it at a regular 9 to 5. If a new general manager or a new manager comes in, they want to do things their way, and certain people just don't fit what they do, and their work ethic is just not up to par. They're gonna get rid of those and make them go find another job. And nephew, go check out that Ray Ray video I did, man. I actually talked about that just a little bit. But when you talk about contracts, man, contracts is a big thing. And Christian McCaffrey was a good name that you brought up because actually he's still one of the highest paid running backs in the league. And let's look at these numbers right quick, man. I'm gonna look at the highest paid running backs in the league, and I'm gonna bring it up right quick. And y'all gonna see exactly where I'm headed with this conversation because um, when you look at what the landscape looks like as far as running backs, let's be real. And y'all know me, I keep it real. Let's look at these numbers right quick. The highest paid NFL running backs. You see the two guys right there. One is a little bit over the hill, but he's still producing, and that's Derrick Henry. And Saquon Barkley right now is being underutilized in Philly. He had nearly 2,000. Well, he had 2,000 yards last year, but this year they're not using him as much because why? They have too much going on with distractions with AJ Brown and worrying about making him happy. Devontae Smith had to get his catches because when you pay these people, they've got to produce, and the only way they can produce is they have the football in their hands. And we
I
know
do want to add
that
something to that.
footballs can only go so far. Go ahead, right quick. Go ahead.
About no, just know that Eagles thing that you were talking about. Also, their offensive coordinator is trash. This is not coming from me. I have Eagles fans in my family, and I know some Eagles fans personally. They all are in unison. Their offensive coordinator is nothing. They miss Kellen Moore.
Yeah, I could see it. And you look at the Saints. If they even had anything close to suitable players to play in the offense that Kellen Moore likes to
Yeah,
run,
well,
we probably we probably would have got blown out last week. Let's keep it real. Um, but when you look at the top running backs, Saquon Barkley number one, Christian McCaffrey number two, Derrick Henry number three, Jonathan Taylor number
uh-huh.
four, Alvin Kamara number five, and he's overpaid right now because he's on a decline. Let's keep that real. But let's look at
But at
these
the time when he
first
did
four.
get paid, he was one of the top guys at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's look at these four guys right here, man. Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, and Jonathan Taylor. And I'm gonna take it right here, right now. Two of those guys, and Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley, are the top two running backs in the league outside of Bijan. So you look at that gap between 20 and 14. And trust me when I tell you, as soon as Bijan gets paid, or as soon as Jonathan Taylor get paid, that number is gonna go right up to 20 with Saquon Barkley is. Why? Because Jonathan Taylor leads the league in rushing right now. He leads the league in touchdown runs right now. And Bijan, I'm finna look at his stats right now and tell y'all, he's gotten better every year. Because the first year he missed 1,000 yards only by 14, and he didn't have but 214 carries that year. And last year, breakout year, 1,456 yards and 14 touchdowns. And he also caught 61 passes for 431 yards and a touchdown. And he's going to surpass both of those numbers. And actually, with the receiving, he's already surpassed numbers from last year. So in yards from scrimmage, he's probably going to go over 1887 what he had last year if everything works out like it's supposed to. If he's on pace for that. So when you look at these numbers, as far as $20 million, that's pretty much the market right now.
Right.
So Saquon
And just
Barkley at 20.6, and you saying, go ahead, right quick, go ahead.
oh no, I was just about to answer your points. I'm just really kind of piggybacking off of what you're saying. You think about it, yes, Jonathan Taylor. Think about what he's doing this year. So when he comes up, it's a possibility that he's going to make it around that top two mark, if not being just the highest paid per year, because he's earned it.
Yeah, and Zay, you my guy, man. 20 grand, and all. But Zay, you know I keep it real, man, and I know he's younger and he's only going to get better. But do you really want to fall back into that same spot that we were in just a couple years ago with Matt Ryan, Julio, and Deion Jones? Because we headed back in that direction. Why? Because we have key players that we still have to pay. And yeah, you can kick the can down the road with some of the veterans like Jake Matthews, Chris Lindstrom, and those guys, and you still have 4 years left with the rookies. And those should be 4 good years depending on the coaching staff. But $20 million for Bijan, and we haven't even got to Drake London yet. Think about it. We haven't got to Drake London yet. So look, I'm gonna give y'all the wide receivers. Let's go to the wide receivers. Look, wide receiver number one is Jamar Chase, $40.250 million.
Yeah.
Think about that. 40.25 million for one player.
One guy.
And these are the highest paid NFL receivers right now. Justin Jefferson, 35 million. And think about it. Every year that market goes up. Justin Jefferson, 35 million. CeeDee Lamb, 34 million. DK Metcalf, 33 million. Garrett Wilson, who just got paid 32 and a half, and he's on the IR for the rest of the year. Terry McLaurin at 32.3 million. And AJ Brown, who I just talked about, 32 million. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 30 million. Brandon Ayuk, who's probably not going to get that money, is at 30. Tyreek Hill, who's been paid for 2 or 3 years, is at 30. He was at the top at once. So that lets you know it's going to keep going up. And now I'm going to give y'all Drake London's numbers, and y'all compare them to those guys that I just named in the top 10, and y'all tell me what y'all think he's going to get paid. And here it goes. First year, 72 catches, 866, 4 touchdowns, 69 catches for 905, 2 touchdowns. Now, when he finally gets a quarterback in Kirk Cousins, and yes, I said Kirk Cousins, NFL quarterback, 100 catches, 1,271 yards, 9 touchdowns. Nearly had 10 touchdowns last season. Now you get into this season. He's missed the last 2 games, so this is only 9 games that he's played in. And he's at 60 catches, 810 yards, 6 touchdowns. So he's on pace to have another career year. And you look at the highest paid running backs on the screen right now, he's going to fall somewhere in there. I don't know where, but if I had to guess and take a strong guess at it, I'm going to say he's going to end up in top 5 to top 6 money, which is about 32 million between AJ Brown and Garrett Wilson, 32 million and 32 and a half. And that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. And think about it, man. And I've said this, and y'all might not like this either, but I think I would rather sign George Pickens other than Drake London. And there's no hate against Drake. It's just my preference and what I like, as a receiver. So,
I mean, you think about it. To cater to that point with George Pickens. I mean, him and Drake London have similarities. As far as like 50-50 balls, I feel like it's like 80-20 when it's in the air when Drake is around. Same thing for George Pickens. And you think about it, when CeeDee Lamb missed time, You would think that George Pickens' numbers would have went down, but it didn't. Those guys legit have 2 number 1s over there.
Right.
And they have an inside track to resign him. Like if I'm another team that needs a wide receiver, I'm doing everything that I possibly can to do one or two things: pull him away from Dallas, or make Dallas overpay so they can't pay other players. One out of the two.
Yeah, but the thing with that, if they overpay George Pickens, you got to overpay Drake London, and that's where the problem comes in. That. And my question to y'all in the
That's why
chat.
I set it up like that. That's exactly why I set it up like that.
Yeah, and think about it, bro. If y'all had to choose 3 cornerstone players that you would pay for the Falcons, who would it be? I know Bijan's going to be one, but who would be the other 2? Because you got to think too. In a couple of years, Michael Penix do a contract, and that's going to be $50 million. So y'all got to figure out, who y'all going to keep, and y'all can roast me if y'all want to. I don't care. But outside of Bijan Robinson, who's going to be 20 million, maybe more, depending on what his season looks like, and depending on if Jonathan Taylor gets paid first, it's going to be 20 plus million. See, this is why I named this show Nobody's Safe, because you get a new GM who y'all been pressing for, a new head coach. They probably going to want to move on and build their way. We looking at New England and Mike Vrabel. The 2 of their top players they traded and cut because they didn't want to pay him. That's Jabril Peppers, Kyle Duggar. I can keep going. They just pretty much cut the whole damn team and traded away who they wanted to trade away. Because think about this, man. When you're trying to build a team that's suitable for you to win football games, you got to have money to put the players on the team. And if you pay all the money to the wrong players, guess what? How you going to build a winner? This is why we went $80 million in the hole.
Can't build a winner like that.
Julio Jones. Go ahead.
No, I said you can't build a winner like that. There's no way to do it. And you saying about Michael Penix and his contract, and it's so crazy because even after Michael Penix, guess what? 2 bookends are coming up right after him.
Yep. So and trust me, you're gonna want to keep those 2 bookend defensive ends, because when the last time we had that with the Atlanta Falcons as a team? See, you got to learn how to build cornerstones. And see, this is what pissed me off so bad about Myles Garrett with Cleveland. You won and got your $40 million, but what about the rest of the team? Deshaun Watson, another one. You don't want to end up like that. They restructured his contract. It's suitable at 35.9 this year, but next year, $80 million and a dead cap space of 131. So if you even thought about moving on from him, you spending half of your salary, and you're gonna be playing with replacement players for a whole year.
I was just about to say the replacement guys. Oh, my bad.
This is the type thing we deal with as GMs and as fans. When you make the wrong decision, guess what? It come back to bite you. Because think about it. We just really still in that situation. Kirk Cousins got paid $90 million in 2 years. If we wanted to.
And the sad truth, he may get paid again. That's the sad truth.
Yeah, because if he comes back, he's not going to play for $10 million guaranteed. You're going to add another 15 to that.
And that would be a travesty.
But see, this is a tough decision you got to make. And this is why another reason why I say it might be another head coach. Because if you get a new head coach and you can make it through with a bridge quarterback, the front office is going to give you that year with that bridge quarterback and the rest of the team just because they made a mistake. But if they don't bring in a new head coach and you still keep Kirk Cousins and you got to pay him more, then you got to let go of Kyle Pitts because he's going to have guaranteed money if he's tagged. That's 15 to 17 off top.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, Smitty. If it's me, I'm letting Kyle go, and I'm keeping Tyler Algier, and I'm gonna run my running backs, and I'm gonna have that two-headed monster to help my offense, no matter who's the quarterback, bridge quarterback, Michael Penix, Kirk Cousins, no matter who it is. I'm gonna make my running game my strength once again fully until my quarterback position is solidified. I feel like that's the most safest thing you can do.
Yeah. And I was just about to go into that, but you beat me to it. Tyler Algier is another example because he had 1,000 yards before Bijan got here. And like I told you, in a Kyle Shanahan type system, any running back can get 1,000 yards, which lets you know a running back can be obsolete in some offenses. As long as you can come in and produce, you don't have to be a big name. So why keep a big contract? Everything comes all the way back around to big contracts. And we just can't do it anymore. And I'm sure Arthur Blank and Rich McKay thinking the same thing. And like I said, Terry Fontenot, good GM, brought us a long way. But
Yeah.
how many times have we went to the playoffs in 5 seasons? Even though it wasn't his fault fully, how many times we went to the playoffs?
Hey, bro, we talk about it all the time. It's a results-driven business. It ain't nothing personal. Any Fortune 500 company will ask Terry Fontenot the same thing. Like, man, you're a great guy. We love you. But what have you done for our company outside of, yes, getting us out of the red? We're back in the black. We thank you. But outside of that, what did they got?
Right. And OJ Jones, man, look, I said that a couple of weeks ago. Those two bookends that we got in the draft this year, you can build a cornerstone around both of those guys and build your team around both of those guys. It's nothing wrong with having an identity on defense. Actually, you know, that's something that you could need because if you have a strong run game that can control the clock and a strong defense that can force turnovers and win the field position battle, you won half of the ball games anyway, right there anyway. So, I mean, you don't have to have superstars. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You don't have to have superstars at every position. You just have to have guys come in that can produce. That's
Facts.
all.
Facts. Because, I mean, you look at it, there are other rosters that are not as talented on paper as the Atlanta Falcons who are winning, who are doing better. I'm just saying, just look at other teams on paper and look at what we have. Again, don't worry about the results. Just look at the talent on paper. There's so many teams that are not better on paper than the Atlanta Falcons, but you see the results. You know?
Yeah.
So
And think about it, man. I see somebody in the chat saying Kyler Murray. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I said this too. It wouldn't be as bad as idea as y'all think it would be, because he's averaging right around what quarterbacks are making now. And to be honest, he's being underpaid at $43 million. The top quarterback in the league, Dak Prescott, is $17 million more than that. At $60 million. So an average of $46 million. I think I roll with that because think about it. You have to pay pennies. It's gonna be over that in a couple of years. And you know what you get in Kyler Murray. You getting a mobile quarterback with a strong arm that's gonna, make plays. Y'all want a scrambling quarterback? That's exactly what you would get. Now I'm not saying that he's gonna
beggars can't be choosers, man.
Go ahead.
No, I just say, yeah, beggars can't be choosers, man. I guess. Like, I don't like the idea, but I do feel. I want to let you know, Smitty, bro. I do feel where you're coming from with the Kyler Murrays, with the Shador Sanders. I don't want to have people think I don't understand your point. It's just some things I'm just like Shador. I don't know, man. I honestly, honestly, I got to see a little bit more. And also, if you're talking about bringing him down here, it's going to definitely have to be a new coach because you don't want to put Shador with what we have now. Ain't gonna be no
Oh no,
development.
that's
You know,
that's the only reason why we're bringing is because a new coach said, "Hey, I see talent in him. I think I can work with him and do something with him. Make him a NFL caliber quarterback." And he could say the same thing with Mike Penix, or it could be totally the opposite. Yeah, I
right.
mean, Mike Penix may be a good talent, but he won't fit what I'm trying to do.
What
Because
I'm
think
trying
about
to
it,
do.
if you get an offensive coordinator and a head coach that say we want a mobile guy, we want a guy with a mobile strong arm, that's Kyler Murray, or we want a pocket passer with a strong arm, that's Mike Penix. But at the same time, Mike Penix had developed enough for a coach to say, "Hey, I think I can finish developing him, and he can be an NFL caliber starting quarterback, maybe an All Pro if everything work out like it's supposed to." So
Right.
these are the simple things that we have to think about, man. Just the simple things. And shout out to my boy Sean. I was just talking about him, man. He said, "What's up, fellas? I've been saying this about Terry Fontenot since day one. This will be 6 years since he's been here. Not one playoff appearance. And see, that's the thing, man. It's just results, man. And think about it. And I told y'all, Miss Christie, good morning, good morning. Um,
Morning, morning.
we don't like Arthur Smith, but at the same time, he did more with less. So you mean to
Yeah.
tell me that Raheem Morris is doing less with more? That just adds backwards. That is the main reason why he should be fired. Because if he had a team that we had last year with less talent, I'm sorry, 2 years ago with less talent, yeah, we might be 1-15 or 1-16. Because he can
Yeah. So
motivate
yeah.
people, but at the same time, if y'all look at the game last Sunday or yesterday,
Yeah.
if you look how dejected the players were as they were playing, oh, they gave up. Let's keep it real.
It's bad,
They
bro.
said the hell we checking out. We
It
checking
was
out.
bad.
You think about it,
Hey,
and go ahead, go ahead.
nah, I just about to say, nah, I hate that. That's all I was just saying, bro. Just because they do. You look at even the most humble guy, Bijan Robinson, has the most dejected look on his face, and he just like guys at the end of the day, no matter how nice or kind or what I'm saying, warm hearted they may make you feel. Everybody wants to win. That's why you play the game. Yeah, you play it for fun, but you play it to ultimately win. And when you're not doing that, bro, like it messes with your psyche. I don't care who you are. We're all human.
Yeah, and the thing about it, man, I tell y'all all the time, players know when they got a good team, man. They know. And to see them go out and underperform the way they underperforming, it just makes absolutely no sense at all. But Sean said, let's keep your eyes on Mike Tomlin. The wheels are starting to fall off in Pittsburgh, and that's true because Aaron Rodgers, he on his last leg, and he probably won't play no more after this year. He's playing with a fractured forearm right now. Say he hadn't won a playoff game in 10 years. I can see them moving on from Mike after the season. I put that on the video I did earlier. When was that? Well, it was about 3 or 4 days ago, and y'all can go check that out. About three guys on 680 the fan, they were actually talking about it. And they talked about Mike Tomlin, Kyle Shanahan, and Matt LaFleur. And
Right.
and I said, Mike Tomlin, if you want structure in your organization, this is the type of guy you bring in. The only thing about it, will the Falcon front office let him build that structure that he know he can build? That is the
That's
only
the
thing.
biggest question.
See,
Biggest question.
y'all looking at the glass half full. But until this front office let a coach and GM do their job the way that they need to do it, and like I told y'all, bring in unhinged players. Abe told me himself, you need players, with a little screws loose sometimes. That motivates players. This is why I like George Pickens. This is
Yeah.
why. I'm tired of blue collar players. Go get a dog, man. Aren't y'all tired of seeing players just, do barely enough to get by?
Oh,
This
all
is
the
another
time.
reason.
And I mean,
Look,
regardless, they're gonna
go
get
ahead.
paid, and we're gonna be looking crazy, bro.
But it
Regardless, they
just
get
makes
paid.
absolutely no sense, bro. It made absolutely no sense to keep bringing in those type players. Miss Christian said, but Mars got in his feelings yesterday when he was asked about changing the offense. And see, that's the thing. You can't have friends in this business. Friends get you fired. Go ask Dan Quinn. He brought in Steve Sarkisian as the offensive coordinator when he should have kept Matt LaFleur or not Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur and Mike McDaniels as the offensive coordinator, and Matt Ryan and that offense keeps clicking. It don't fall off a bit. Let's see, friends get you in trouble like that sometimes. It clouds your judgment. And that's exactly what's happening at this point. Go ahead.
No. I just saying that's true. I think StreamYard is StreamYard too, man. I think I got like a little lag on my end. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah, sometimes it does that, man.
Yeah, my bad, yeah.
But this the thing, man. I just want y'all to understand it's nothing that I don't want the Falcons to win. I'm just being logical here. Because when you change regimes, sometimes they want who they want. And that's the end of it. Because think about it. When Mike Smith took over as coach after Jim Moore, I'm pretty sure they said, we need a quarterback, so we're going to go get you a quarterback. They go draft Matt Ryan. And as soon as they found the quarterback that they feel like could guide this team, they start putting players around him immediately. Micah Turner Gonzalez, drafted Julio Jones, already had Roddy White. And see, that's the thing. The only way you can do that, if you don't have contracts loaded down to just 3 people, you can build on counting teams. But if you have teams already on the players already on the roster that you paying a grip for, how can you make that move? How can you? You just can't. Miss Joy, what's good? And see, like she's saying, clean house. If you want a clean house, you got to clean players too. And that means high
Yep, I'm
paid.
about Smitty, I was just about to say, you clean house, you're going to have to, hey, the players going to have to go too.
So them 2 y'all see in the background, y'all talking about cleaning house. Y'all got to sweep one of them out the door too. Because Bijan going to be 20 plus million. Drake London going to be 20 plus million. And I think he's
Maybe
not going to
30
be
plus.
lower. He might be more than Bijan because of his
Yeah, I'm about to say
position.
maybe 30 plus. Yep, 30 plus. 30 plus, Smitty. I'm telling you.
So what's it going to be? Y'all going to clean house and try to build this thing with the younger players in James Pierce and Jalen Walker and Xavier Watts and Billy Bowman and AJ Terrell on that defense? Or y'all gonna, because think about it. We have no first round pick next year. And
Bro,
we've talked about this.
AJ Terrell and Jesse Bates are some of like outside of we're talking about the offensive side, like we're just kind of keeping it simple. But bro, you think about it, we really go into depth, like in real full depth with this. We haven't even touched the defensive side. We ain't talked about Jesse Bates. We ain't talking about possibly AJ Terrell if a new coach hit GM come in. They could be like, hey, AJ was cool, but we can go in a different direction, especially for the money that he's being paid. Then AJ Terrell is
And
gone.
that's what I'm saying. And the thing is, with George Pickens, he's having a damn good year. But this is only going to be his second year with 1,000 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but whatever you pay George, you got to pay Drake. So would you trade Bijan or Drake, try to get their first round pick and get their replacement? Because with Bijan, you're possibly going to get 2 first round picks. With Drake, you could probably get a first and a third. So it just depends on what the asking price is going to be. And like I told y'all, Bijan is a hell of a player, just like Dion was a hell of a player. But at the same time, if another coach and GM come in, they gonna need building blocks, and they have 2 of them. And they gonna say, "Hey, we can get 2 first round picks for Bijan. I can bring another running back in and get 1,000 yards." Because guess what? Say like if there are I think 2 teams in this draft coming up with 2 first-round picks. Say like if Jerry Jones said, "Hey, I give y'all both of these first-round picks for Bijan Robinson," and you have a same type running back in that Notre Dame type running back, that Notre Dame running back that's just like Bijan. He can run, he can catch, he can do the same thing Bijan does. He's younger, and he's going to be on a rookie contract. Just think about that. Same thing with Drake. You have wide this draft in 2026 is wide receiver heavy. What if you can get a first round pick for Drake? Go out and get another receiver that can put up the numbers he can put up. And have him another 4 years while you have those rookies from this year on the rookie deal. And if you bring in another coach, that's what you are dealing with.
Absolutely. Word for
That's
word,
what you're
Smitty.
dealing. That's what you're dealing with.
Word for
And
word, brother.
I'm trying to be logical about it, but y'all just keep seeing the bad side. We can't trade this person. We can't trade that person. Do y'all want to win football games or not? Do
Right.
you
And
want to win
remember,
football
bro,
games or not? Go ahead.
now I wasn't podcasting. You were. You remember how it was around that time with Julio, Matt, Deion Jones, all that stuff like that. You know, some people were on the whole thing like, Julio, you just got paid. What we paying you for again? But you did have a lot of that crowd like, hey man, you got to pay for the number one receiver in the world. Yeah, and we paid
And
for it. And
Chris,
then where did it get us? And
I'm
where did it
glad you
get
brought
us?
that up. I'm glad you brought that up because if we traded Julio 2-3 years before we did, and we had already drafted Calvin Ridley, we probably wouldn't have fell in no hole. See, you got to make, and that's one thing I love about Fontenot. He makes decisions before they're supposed to come. Because just like this year, next year, he drafted Xavier Watts this year mainly because he probably thinking like me. Jesse Bates probably won't be back next year. Why? He's getting older, and his contract is going to be up, and he's probably going to want more money to stay. And see, but hey, I'm trying to be logical, but hey, y'all ain't ready for that discussion, man. Um, but if y'all got any more questions, drop them in the chat, man. Drop them in the chat.
Oh, man, I just be seeing different things, and I don't know, man. At the end of the day, like I get how what the fan base feels though. It's just like you got a generational player in Bijan. You got somebody who, you know what I'm saying, definitely can catch the 50-50 balls, definitely a productive receiver in Drake London. And you know, a guy who I still feel like is similar to Mike Evans, just without the top speed. But, you know, I can't sit up here and say that a new coach, because I see some of you guys in the chat and I respect the opinion, but also think about it. If a head coach or a GM wants to go into a different direction, and if a new GM comes in and looks at our draft capital, because some GMs do care about pitching when I got to restart something, I need to recoup picks. Okay, yeah, they may keep Bijan. They may do that. But if they keep Bijan, they're not going to keep Drake too. They're going to get rid of Drake and figure out another wide receiver because wide receivers, they are, I mean, just like running backs, you can find a different one. But at the
Facts.
same time, though, it's just like, come on now. If they want to go in a different direction and gain assets or gain picks, they have assets to recoup those picks. You know?
And they and
So,
when you recouping picks, if you recouping picks, you got to give up something to recoup them. And I'm telling y'all, and I'm gonna be honest, anybody on this team would be any. I think the only untouchable players to me would probably be those 4 defensive players that I drafted in this year's draft. Anybody else, they gone. Why? Because they have shorter times on their deals. Those rookies have 4 more years left. Well, 3 more years in the first round. They have 4 more years.
mm-hmm.
So this is something that you got to think about, man. Falconator HD, man. Thank you for the donation, my brother. He said, why does Marquise Williams, Zach, Raheem still have a job at this point? It's ridiculous. Laughing stock of the NFL. I'm done. Arthur Blank. What the hell? And I get his frustration. But see, when
Yeah.
you want to year results, you got to make the move to year results. And if it takes losing 1 or 2 of our key players to turn this thing around and turn it into a winning organization, I'm doing it. But I will say this: will the Falcon front office allow it to happen? Because this is the reason why we are in this shit right now. The front office is the reason why we're in this shit right now. But see, Auntie Joy, they ain't ready for that conversation. They ain't ready for it. They ain't ready for it. But see,
I mean,
y'all
we
see
can
me as
already tell. We giving
go
you
ahead.
like a prequel. Well, not to say we already can tell because Smitty, I mean, you've been in here, you know, so giving a prequel. I've been adding a little bit here and there, but we can already see like fans don't want to hear that, and I feel them. I love Drake London. I love Bijan Robinson, but it's our job to take our feelings and fandom outside of it and think logically about what somebody else who could give a darn about how we feel about these players. They're going to do what's best for business and what's best for them to try to form this team into their image.
Facts.
So again, we're not saying that anybody is going to do it, but it is a possibility because again, if people get rid of guys like Christian McCaffrey, some Derrick Henry, et cetera, who is Bijan and Drake who are still proving themselves,
And
who
I'm
are
glad
still
you
on their
said
first
that.
deal?
I'm glad you said that because AJ Brown and Derrick Henry was on the same team at one point.
Hello,
So
you know,
and Tay, don't get me wrong, my brother. I know the cap go up every year.
yeah.
You be able to sign both, but what you gonna have on the back end of that when you need to add depth to the team?
hmm You're
And
not
we have a
winning a
depth problem
championship.
right now. We have a
You're
depth
not
problem
winning a
right
championship.
now.
Amen. Amen. That's what I'm saying. You need depth in every professional sport. You need depth to win. You know, what I mean, for those who watch basketball, look at OKC and look at their blueprint. They
Yep,
got a
went
couple
through the draft.
guys. You know what I'm saying? But they go through the draft. They build through the young guys. They didn't let any veterans take up the young guys' spots so development could happen. They did it the right way. And look at them now. You know, so
Exactly. Sean, I had the conversation, man. I talked about Drake London and George Pickens. I had that conversation. And I'm telling y'all, man, it's nothing against Drake. It's just what I like as a fan. What I see in some football players, and I just see that dog in George Pickens that I don't see in Drake. And Drake is a damn good player because when you, like Chris said, when you talk about contested catches, he's one of the best in the league. But when you talk about a guy run after the catch, vertical threat, and he's gonna motivate the team, oh yeah. If you're gonna pay somebody $20 million, you do it to that person. That
and he
person.
throw it off.
Exactly. So look, fans do have the power to, help orchestrate change. But at the end of the day, if they want to make dumb decisions, they gonna make dumb decisions. Because they making in millions and billions. We making the hundreds and the thousands. So again, he did stay hurt in Carolina, but at the same time, he was one of the highest paid running backs, and they knew if they wanted to rebuild that team, when Dan Morgan got there, first thing he did, he got rid of Shaq Thompson, he got rid of Christian McCaffrey, and who else did he get rid of? Was
Brian
Cam still
Burns.
there?
I think Brian
Yeah.
Burns had before he got
Exactly. Brian Burns. Exactly.
uh That's
So
what I'm saying.
the examples are there, man. The examples are there. If you just look around what's going on in the NFL, when these GM want change, they change the players to get the best players in there that they can rebuild with.
I got
And that's what
another
you
one
gotta
for you
do.
too.
Go ahead.
I got another one for you too. Remember when they I remember when the Dolphins they had Laramie Townsend, they had
Yep,
Mika
traded him.
Fitzpatrick. They traded
Traded
all of
him.
those guys
But they
when
just
Brian
got
Floyd
Minka
came.
back. They just got
Yeah,
Minka
they
back.
just got
So
Mika back though.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I
what
get what you're
Jarvis
saying.
Landry? Remember Kenyon Drake? Remember he was
Yep.
supposed to be the next guy, and they got rid
Yep.
of him. Now I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie,
but
I
see,
don't think Drake was that good. Kenyon Drake, I don't think he was that good, me personally. But he was seen as the guy at that particular time before they brought in new GM, new coach, and they
right.
got rid of all those guys.
Yep. As soon as Brian Flores left, they bust that team up. New GM, new coach. And that's all we saying. Miss Carey, what's good? She
How you
said, Smitty and Chris, I'm
doing?
late. Hope you're doing well despite our Falcons not doing well. Yeah, we doing good, man.
Yeah, we
Uh
doing good.
we just trying to, get the fans to understand that we not always trying to speak negative. Sometimes you just gotta, tell the truth about, change. And that's just like if you're in a relationship. If you break up with somebody, you're gonna take all that baggage with you. You're gonna
Mm-mm.
take whatever the last person gave you with the new person. That's not gonna work.
Nope, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like when you're done, you should be done. I know for me personally, when I had to move on, bro, I left everything. I didn't want nothing except for my peace. But that's just something that happens.
Yeah. Tony Brad, appreciate the donation, my brother. He said, what do you guys think about hiring Monken as a head coach and Stetson Bennett as a quarterback? Uh Tony, I did a video on that, man, and I actually think it wouldn't be a bad idea because one thing about it, Bennett can be a bridge quarterback. He's not going to be the long term solution. You could use him for a year if you want just a bridge guy. And Monken, they played together. Well, he played up under Monken at Georgia, and they run the
Right.
same wide zone that the Falcons run. So if you have Bijan and you keep Tyler, and you want to say, hey, I can bring in a rookie wide receiver, trade Drake and get a first round pick for him, bring in a rookie, to bring in and give me production, and it could work
But
because
but
one,
you know
you
what I
got to
feel like?
go ahead.
No, my bad. I was just gonna say, the one thing that could stop that?
The
Well,
front
two
office.
things. I'll say, well, that's so three things. Your point, the front office. What? Right. Your point, the front office. Then you have also think about Baltimore's front office and think about their head coach situation.
Right.
Is Todd Monken going to first of all want to be a head coach? And if he is, does he want to come to Atlanta to be a head coach?
That's the
Or
thing.
do I stay in this culture that I'm in with Baltimore and possibly, who knows, if John
Take over for
Harbaugh
Harbaugh.
is out the
Yeah.
door, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I talked about it. Tony, you can go check it out, man. I did it a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, you can go check it out, man. Cause trust me, I thought about it, and my boy Sean brought it up before anybody. And I said, man, that's not a bad idea. Because they run the same wide zone that we run, same type thing in Baltimore. Um, he never had a good quarter. Well, I'm not gonna say good quarterback. He never had a 5-star quarterback at Georgia. He won 2 national
Yeah.
titles with Stetson Bennett. And Stetson Bennett, don't get me wrong, he got that dog you
One.
need. He's sort of like a Baker Mayfield when you talk about attitude at the quarterback position. And that's exactly what we need. Attitude. So again, these type
He
players you
did
need
play
when you
pretty
win
good in
football games.
preseason. He did
Yeah,
play pretty good in preseason, like this past preseason.
facts. Miss Carey said,
Played
why
better than
don't they
Easton
bench?
Stick.
Go ahead. Go ahead, right quick. Go ahead.
I said Blake played better than Easton Stick.
Boy, you you pull up with that stick,
Go
throw a
ahead.
pick. Hey, I'm just saying, bro. But Miss Carey, Miss Carey said, why don't they bench Agnew? That's a damn good question, Miss Carey. He's been terrible. I think he's fumbled 4 times this season. I think it's 3 or 4. Special teams has been terrible too. Crazy that special team coordinator is still employed. I said that yesterday, Miss Carey. And
Yep.
the thing of pissing me off the most, you got a guy in D. Alford that can return kicks, and you bench a healthy scratch because Derek Hard yesterday. Think
Uh-huh.
about that.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm wondering if because Kadira Hodge is like one of our best special team players, so I'm wondering if
Exactly.
that had something to do with. I'm wondering if that had something to do with some kind of discipline, or they felt like he was underperforming or something like that. Just and I say that because I go back to something that Raheem said about we bench players, we discipline players. He's like you guys may not see it or know about it, but we do discipline players, and if they're not performing, so we'll bench them, we'll empty scratch them, all that stuff like that. And that makes me think about guys like Casey Washington, who has been a healthy scratch. He's healthy. He's just been a healthy scratch. And
But
if
but
that's the case, if that's happening, then they'll let you know that he's not the guy, and you have to be shopping for a wide receiver.
facts. And think about this too. Why is it that all the receivers getting disciplined? It goes back to
Bruh.
that Mike Hilliard fire. Just like I said yesterday. I said once that shit hit the fan, the whole wide receiver room gonna go down. And that's exactly what done happened. And just like Miss Beezy said on Twitter, she said, you called it. I said, all you gotta do is open your eyes and see what's going on. If one
Mhm.
particular position room is frustrated, think about it, man. He's one of the best wide receiver coaches in the damn league. And you cut him because your damn offensive coordinator couldn't do his job. Make it make sense. So it let me know that Zach Robinson had something to do with that shit. Let's keep it real.
Ooh, Smitty. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just think honestly, Ike Hillard walked into Coach Morris's office and said, "Coach, I need to talk to you." And he was like, "All right, okay, what you got?" And it was more so like, "I just think you messing up. I think you messing up this job. I think it should be this way, and it's that way, and it's that way, it's this way. I know I've never been a head coach, but just leading this wide receiving room and just seeing different things, I think we should change up this, or maybe try this instead." And I think it was one of those things where like, well, I'm the head coach, and we're gonna do things, in my vision and how I see it, Ike.
But
And
see,
I really feel like I challenged him.
you what you saying though? How can you
Mhm.
develop players? How can you develop players when you have that mindset? How you not gonna listen to your players and what best works for them? They're the one out there making plays. If something works for them and they see it on the field, you got to listen to them. If you're gonna have that attitude that they can't tell me nothing, this my team, that's ego. That's stubbornness. That generates losses. Why? You don't know everything. And this lets me know just why he didn't put veteran coaches around him. If he had to put
Yep.
veteran coaches around him, we would not be having this discussion. Because when he make a mistake, one of them veteran coaches gonna stick their foot in his ass and they gonna roll. So look, believe me or not, y'all won't change. Change coming. Y'all just be ready for the repercussions. That's all I'm saying. My guy
Yep. That's
Furball
it.
say Bijan looks fed up. Tells you fellas a lot about this coaching staff. Furball, I said that earlier. Bijan looks frustrated. He's one of the best players in the league. And for us to be losing like we are, yesterday, the player just said, the hell with it. No way in the hell the Falcons should have lost that game. But when you got incompetent coaches, because think about it. I said it yesterday. First four drives of the game, 3 and outs. Three of those drives, second and one, third and two, but Tyler Algier is on the bench. Make that shit make sense. Make it make sense. See, when you can't get out of your own way sometimes, you overthink and you don't use logic. In those first four drives, they used no logic.
At all. Zero, Smitty. But my thing is, Smitty, is you think about it, and it dates back to last year. And I got to bring this up because Remember last year when we had that whole thing going on with Kirk Cousins and everything like that? And it was like still like the middle of the season. We still had the opportunity to win, and you have all these different situations going on, and then we don't win. We falter at the end. You know, you don't make the tough decisions to make a quarterback change. Forget the injury report, okay? What about your two eyes? Your two eyes clearly seen that Kurt was not right. Kurt was turning the ball over. He talked about he hasn't forgotten how to play football. Nobody said that. You forgot how to win. You forgot how to execute because your body wasn't right and you wasn't being truthful about it because you already knew
Right.
Michael Penix was drafted to eventually make you what you turned into briefly, which was, you know what I'm saying, a backup quarterback. You know, yeah,
Facts.
man, bro, it's just frustrating as a Falcons fan. Honestly, just the series of events that we have gone through in 2 years. If you just write a short story about it all, it just be unbelievable. And just in
Yeah.
the last 2 years.
Yeah. But the
And
thing
I
you
say
want
it
y'all to
again.
realize now.
Oh, go ahead,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you
No, no,
good. Go ahead.
you good. Oh, no,
I
I
was
was
gonna
just about
say
to say
this.
it. Okay.
Yeah, all thing I was gonna say was change come with price, man. That's all I'm saying. It's just that simple. Change comes with a price. Just like everything else comes with a price. When you hire the wrong head coach, comes with a price. You don't put the right staff together, comes with a price. You have people
Hey,
dibbing and
man.
dabbing in the front office, comes with a price. And I might change the title to this damn show about it. Change. Look, see, I just be coming up with shit, man. That's how quick I think, man. That's how quick I think. If I could, I'm just talking to y'all. That's how quick I can come up with something. Jew, what's up, man? He said ego is Coach Mar's problem, and I've been saying that for God knows how long. He said hiring
Yep.
Zach Robinson and Jimmy Lake was a mistake. Coach Quinn understood having veteran coaches around you is important. But the thing with that, Jew, he had veteran coaches, but when he let his key coach leave, instead of using their understudies and keeping the same offense in place, he go gets his damn friend, and everything falls apart.
I'm talking about everything fell apart. But
Man,
that's the
yeah,
decision you
go
make,
ahead.
man.
Exactly.
I said that's the decision that you make. And again, I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. If Raheem Morris, if this regime, you know what I'm saying? I mean, whether Terry will be back or not, I don't know. I still think casualty of war. But outside of that, Marquise Williams, Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson, if this regime is back next season, regardless, I really believe it's a slap in the face to the fan base because these guys have not produced any results. They have not. We are getting worse. We are not getting better. The locker room is getting worse. The morale is getting worse. The players are sounding like the coach. We got to find a way. Jake
Yep.
Matthews yesterday said that in the interview. We just got to find a way. I said, no, Jake.
Think
Sounding like
about
this,
it,
like the
man.
head coach.
Miss Carey, I don't care who he was hollering at. He should have been hollering at Raheem before anybody, or it's hollering at Zach. Because Miss Carey, I talked about that earlier about the first four drives. Third and short, second and short. They losing damn yards. And you mean tell me
Some of that
Tyler
was
Boyd
on
was
the
standing on the
offensive line, too.
sideline? And let's go back to last week, the week before. When it was second and short, third and short, they had three tight ends on the field at some points. How many times did you see that yesterday?
Not often at all. I mean, they did some, but it wasn't as much as we did before. Because again, they're feeding into the media stuff. Because again, there was changes made to the play calling again after there was something said in the media, and that has happened multiple times this year, to where it feels like you're playing in our face because we're saying, why is this not happening? Why is this not happening? And then once enough media speaks about it, all of a sudden we have it. Why is Zach Robinson now on the sideline? Why is he in the booth? Then all of a sudden, when it started becoming too much of a detriment, the noise started getting too loud. All of a sudden, his behind is on the sideline. Like, stop playing in this fan base face.
Yeah,
Stop it.
And just like Big Low said on his headline yesterday, he said, "We not fools. We not fools. We see." But since y'all want to play stupid and want to make it seem like we just seeing shit, we gonna show y'all. And look, I'm telling you, if they keep him, Raheem Morris, next year, oh, this fan base gonna wreak hell. That stadium gonna be empty. They're gonna be selling tickets to the damn opposing team. And they're gonna seem like a road game, and they've done it before. They've done it before.
I'm sorry, it's a pimp slap to the face, to the fan base. At the end of the day, like I was talking to Big Low and Kerry and all them this morning, and I was just like, I'm not necessarily like the guy. I try to be a positive, keep things positive in a positive space. But at the end of the day, I'm still a logical person at the end of the day. I believe that, I'm sitting in logic. And my logic has been whooping my head for the last 2 years because don't none of this make any sense. That what we're going through. And it won't make any sense to bring this back another season, regardless of the contract. Yes, we've talked about we think that he possibly be back because of the optics of it. And I do still feel that way. Falcons gonna have to show me differently. But do I
Yeah.
want him here? No. I don't I
Hell,
don't support none of this coaching staff. I support none of them because of the body of work that you've shown me, the reputation beforehand, and it's just like everything is all bad. You did not improve. You were 8-9 last year. We will be worse this year because I don't see 4 more wins. I don't
bro.
I could be wrong, but I don't see four more
The
wins.
only the
Smitty, you
only
said you
game
don't
I
even see one.
the only game I see us winning is the last game against the Saints, and hell, that ain't even promised because we know rivalry game bring out the best in any player. But Donnell Suggs, thank you for retweeting the post, my guy. Appreciate you as always. Y'all go check out Donnell Suggs at the Atlanta Voice, man. He does his thing. He talks politics, sports, and everything. So he a jack of all trades, and he's been on the show before, so he heavily supports A1 in the sports machine. We appreciate it. Tay said,
Hold on. Let me straighten this out. Yeah, I
go ahead.
do support Obrey. I do support Obrey. So let me clean that up. Yes, I do support Obrey. But honestly, when I'm talking about the coaching staff, for me, I don't even mention Jeff Obrey because he's the only one that has been the most competent. Has he been perfect? Heck no. But he has still been confident. He has his defense humming. And that's another guy that, again, we talked about. If you get rid of Raheem, Jeff is probably gone too.
Yeah, that's the
So it's
thing.
just like almost like a darn if you do, darn if you don't situation. Something is going to have to be sacrificed. People,
But but
coaches are going to have to be sacrificed.
but what did I say earlier? Change has a price.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they said this earlier, man. He was absolutely correct because I was pissed off myself. He said Raheem told D-Led, a veteran reporter here, and he's right because believe it or not, I was reading D-Led posts when I was in elementary school. That's how long he's
Mm-hmm.
been here. Him and Steve Weiss. I read Steve Weiss articles when it was about 2005, six, about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I was still in my
Yeah.
20s.
Falcon beat writer.
And when he told him he didn't like his question, go work for another team, go cover another team, that was disrespectful to the fullest.
Uh-huh.
That was disrespect to the fullest to somebody that's giving their life to journalism, and then you go tell them that a man that's a staple in the Atlanta community, and you say some bullshit
Right.
like that. Come on, man.
You've been in
Let's
Atlanta
be real.
longer than you, fam. Like, come on now. Like I know everybody doesn't like D Led, but I thought that was pretty disrespectful too because again, he's been covering this team when you were here as a coordinator, when you was here as like a little position coach, but when you was interim coach, he was here. When you were gone, he was still here, and now you're back, and D Led is still here. So regardless, to tell him that he needs to go cover another team, that's wild. I did think that was wild.
Yeah. With Raheem being so prideful will get him fired, and that's the thing. Ego, stubbornness. When was that? That was That might have been what? That was the first. That was the first year he was here. That was like the second or third press conference. That was last year that he said that.
And remember the Rob Tribble thing too. Oh man, fans need to stop living in the past and having this war with me mentality. Like, huh? But
Yep.
first of all, brother man, how you got the nerve to fix your mouth to say that this fan base is going off of a woe is me when over 60 years of this franchise has been woe is me? Like, what are you talking about? We have so many situations that have repeated itself in different ways. To fix your mouth to say that, I thought that was wild.
Yeah. And
But you know,
I tell you another thing. And this I knew it was gonna be some bullshit before he even got hired. Cause let's be real. If you're a coach and you see who you want on your staff, and you see somebody on the current staff that you feel like can stay and help your team, they can stay as long as you say you want them. But he let the what was the guy we had before Jimmy Lake? The
Ryan
defense
Nielsen,
coordinator for Ryan
Ryan
Nielsen
Nielsen.
got us 42 sacks 3 years ago. Something that we had done in God knows how long. And you let him walk out the door because you want your buddy to come in and do a worse job. And you mean to tell me you thought Jimmy Lake was going to do a better job than Ryan Nielsen?
That's just pretty wild, man. That's just pretty wild again. And Ryan Nielsen, he knew it because again, like he knew he wasn't going to be back. He started looking for another job immediately, and it
Went straight to Jacksonville.
yeah,
Straight to
he went straight to
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. He went
But
straight to Jacksonville.
Miss Christie said his response, you love to get rid of the people today, right? We don't make emotional decisions. We know that. We don't talk about those things. We never do that. That's not our code. Okay, so what is your damn code? Your code is to keep listening to the same fuck ups all the time and keep making the
All the
same
time.
dumb decisions and keep making fans suffer watching the same mistakes over and over. Special team blunders. Can't convert on third down. Can't close football games. Why
But
don't
but
y'all
yeah,
have those conversations?
but
Why
yeah,
don't y'all
Ike
have those
Hillary, he
conversations?
gets dropped. And we still got the special team coach. I'm like, just make it make sense, y'all.
Yeah, A1. I mean, let's get it. He right. Piss poor rant organization. You think $2 hot dog gonna keep butts in seats? You crazy. We haven't we haven't the same running back since the Super Bowl. And he right. $2 hot dog not gonna keep people in seats. Cause you can got them go to Checkers or damn Checkers and get a $2 damn hot dog. Come on, man. Let's be real. Fans get tired, man. We spend our hard-earned money to watch this bull crap.
That's what I'm
As
saying,
Chris
bro.
said, that's not our ethics. That's not who we are. That's not what we are. That's not our decision. That's not what we do today. So point blank, he just still spewing bullshit. Point blank, period. M Dub, what's up, my guy? Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Another question. Reporter asked, what would be your approach to these last 5 games to end the season in the way you want to? Raheem said to win them. How the hell you gonna win and you keep making the same dumb mistakes with the same people on the coaching staff? And you making these players look bad more than anybody. Uncle Steve, what's up, man? Long time no see, man. He said, fella, in
That's
fairness,
what,
Nielsen left before we hired Raheem. And yeah,
that's
Chris
what I
said
was
that
saying.
because
That's
he
what I
knew
was
he
saying.
wasn't gonna
He
keep him.
knew he was
Yeah,
out
he
the
knew it.
door. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but that's also but the reason why I really brought it up though was the fact that that's an example of what we're talking about. When if you fire Raheem Morris, you possibly may lose Jeff Ulrich because those two are tight. He brought Jeff back. So if a new coach comes in, he may not want Ulrich. I'm just being real. He may not. Ryan Nielsen got us 42 sacks, but yet, so he moved on after, after Arthur Smith was gone. So those are just some things that you got to think about. Yeah, I mean, we know that he hasn't lived up to the head coaching job, but it's just like, dang, if you get rid of him, you may lose this guy who has had the defense humming, since like for the first time since really like the grits blitz. I wasn't around for the grits blitz. I didn't see that firsthand. I was just
Right.
seeing highlights. For the fans who have seen that, they know exactly what it looks like. So they know exactly how important it is and how long ago that was.
Yeah. And think about it, man. If this offense is clicking better than it is, we would probably still be top 5 in defense. See, that's the thing. When you don't move the football, you don't put up points, and you don't make a team one dimensional, it's consequences to that too. Because look at the first 5 games, we were top 5 in defense. Here, top 3, top against the run. No, top against the pass. And we started not being able to score points, and we went on this long losing streak, giving up 450 yards a damn game for what 2-3 games in a row. That's all I
Yeah.
need to see. That's it
Now,
at its finest.
right, right. Nah, facts, facts,
It,
facts, facts.
it just got to get better, man. It just got to get better. And the only way to do that, again, for the 1,000th time, this team just got to learn to be uncomfortable, man. And I don't have. I would rather go through another losing season with a new coach next year if they build it on something that's going to help us down the road.
Yeah, nah, facts, bro.
Pat, what's up,
Facts.
my guy, man? Long time no see, man. Long time no see. My guy, my guy. Still cutting hair, I bet. My guy. But yeah, man, I mean, we just don't need to see no more, man. I would rather go through another losing season with a new coach that's building on something better and giving us a little bit more hope. And again, we got to go find an offensive guy. I don't know. I don't need no guru. I don't need no guy that's next generation. Bring in somebody competent and consistent. That's all I need. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all I need. That's all I need. Yeah, I hate that rise up too. Yeah, change it, get out. I agree. I appreciate you, my guys. Always much love, much love. Dragonfly. I don't see this, man. And don't get me wrong. Dion said he's not going to coach in the NFL. I don't believe that because money talks, and we know Dion love money. But you want me to keep it real? If you want superstar players to come to Atlanta and you don't have to pay them as much as if they went to another team, Dion would be your guy because he reads culture. He's a walking billboard, and people know if they win Super Bowl under Dion's son, they'll be remembered forever. But Tay, this is one guy that I would love. And if you're gonna keep Rich McKay, he knows all about John Gruden. He knows all about John Gruden.
Ooh, John Gruden.
But the reason why
Okay.
I hold on, go ahead.
No, I was just about to say, do you think that he's going to get another head coaching job with this open case against the NFL?
Oh, he's welcome to get a new job. There are already teams calling him.
Hmm.
But the reason why he won't come to Atlanta is because John Gruden gonna want things his way. And as y'all know, the Falcon front office don't work that way. Because as I told y'all, they gonna bring in somebody. The first question they gonna ask: can you help develop Mike Penix? Can you help this offense get over the hump? Because we have a defense in place. But see what they're not thinking about: who's gonna coach that defense? But these are the stupid questions they probably go through their mind through the process. Can you develop Mike Penix? And the reason why they're asking that question is because they don't want to say they fucked up. Ego. But if you bring the right coach in, they wouldn't give a damn. I wouldn't give a damn what he say. If he gonna win football games, I don't give a damn what he needs. Go get it.
That's,
I
get
pay
it.
for it.
Get the
That's just like
results. That's what we need.
that. I'm gonna put it like this. And we all, and I always talk about food because I love to eat. That's just like you going out, getting food for dinner. You know what it takes to make it good. And you send somebody else out to get it. And they get generic ingredients that don't taste the same. That food not gonna taste right to save your life. But guess what? That person that bought that food gonna think it tastes the same because they not used to good food. So look, it's just that simple. And another guy, and I'm glad Georgia Texas boy brought it up. Another name that's in there in that mix is Clint Kubiak. We did a show about a week ago talking about diversity with the offense. Who's at the top of that list? Clint Kubiak. Why? Because he understands our offense is not built around 2 players or 3 players. Our offense is a whole. You got to get everybody involved. If everybody not involved on the same page, it's just like an engine in a car. For long, it's gonna backfire.
Everybody.
Mike McCarthy, good offensive mind, has won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But again, from his days in Dallas, he had no control over the team, and he didn't try to get no control over the team. I need a coach to come in. They're gonna tell the front office to kids. You know what? And see, Joy, that's why things got to change. You need somebody with a couple screws loose. Players, coaches, no matter who it is. You need that. And
Good
this is
mix,
true
man.
too.
There's nothing wrong with good mix.
That's true too. Yeah. Yeah. And Gary Kubiak was a strong offensive mind. And guess who offense he helped build? He helped build Gary Kubiak helped build what Kyle Shanahan is running right now. Why? Because he was an assistant up under Kyle's father, Mike Shanahan in Denver, when all this West Coast Mike Shanahan was probably one of the most underrated coaches of all time. Because when he finally figured it out, John Elway won 2 Super Bowls, Terrell Davis had a 2,000-yard season, and the rest is history. He passed it on to his son. He's running just the same, just like his dad did. He's gotten the 2 Super Bowls, but his ego got in the way, which is why he didn't finish those Super Bowls.
He's gotten the 3.
3, my bad, 3. Mike said the only Negro I want in Atlanta is Dion. Raheem Morris has run for every Jordan wearing black man. That's true.
Dang.
That's facts. And see, that's the thing, man. It is other African American minority coaches out there. Not only, not on African American, Latino, just minority coaches, period. And you messing it up for them. Because Brian Flores, who I think will be a damn good coach. Because just like some of these other coaches in front office ruin him too. He won 3 games his first year. No, 2 games his first year. The very next season, he increased that win total by 10. Because he wanted to do things his way, and they let him do it for a little while. But when the front office ego took over, guess what? Back to being the old Miami Dolphins again. They haven't been the same since. Even when they got Tyreek Hill. I mean, they did have a winning season, 2 years ago? But they hadn't been the same for Mike McDaniel since. So, let's be real. But
crazy thing about it, crazy thing about Mike McDaniel, they may keep Mike McDaniel.
And could you blame him?
Mm-mm.
Could you blame him?
I,
He
I
should.
couldn't, because they already don't fire their GM, who
He
everybody down there in Miami was saying that's who the problem was, the
okay.
GM.
So what did that tell you? When you get rid of one of the problems, everything can change. When you get rid of Rich McKay, things can change. When you get rid of Raheem Morris, things can change. And I saw somebody in the chat say earlier, let Jeff Albrecht coach the team. That wouldn't be a bad idea, but it'll be his last couple of months in Atlanta. That's the only thing. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
it's like I'm almost willing to give Jeff an opportunity just so I don't have to lose him to a degree. But but also I
But
do
again,
remember the track record of Jeff Overg as a coach.
facts.
Shoot, Jeff Over. Remember him and Raheem Morris were tag teaming and being interim coach when Dan Quinn was gone, and then they went with Raheem because they felt like the players responded more to Raheem than Jeff.
Right, right, right. And Mike, I said that, man. When we hired Raheem, I was pissed off. You can go back and look at my videos. I was pissed off. Well, I can't. You can't look at those no more. I had to delete them. But yeah, he wasn't ever qualified. Look at what he did, and see. Look, this is what a lot of people don't realize too. The reason why he didn't bring in veteran coaches, because the veteran coaches in Tampa Bay backstabbed him. One of those guys was a guy that was here in Dirk Cutter. Backstabbed him. So when he got a new job, he got another chance. He said, I'm gonna bring in the guys I want. I know that ain't gonna happen again. But it backfired. Why? They first time guys, and you have a team full of young guys. That's just not a good mix. That's just like oil and water.
Not gonna mix.
Ooh, Brian, I'm trying to figure out what he's good at too. I don't know. Drake, what's up, man? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's good at either. Selling cars, writing transcripts. I don't know. Somebody tell me. I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, man, I had to pop in right quick, man. I don't went over my time. I was gonna do about 45 minutes, but shit, we had an hour and a half damn near. Cause once you get to rolling, man, the time started flying. That's just what it do. But yeah, man. As always, man, Chris, tell them where to find you, man.
Hey man, Smitty, you had one right here, man. But and to think about it, we this conversation could have really went on all day long. But I said
Oh
so
yeah.
salute to you, my brother, and everything. But yeah, A1 Forever Sports, man. That's the platform on YouTube. Please keep coming over, liking, comment, subscribing, being a part of the A1 family. Also the Hawks Digest as well. Atlanta Hawks, just took care of business last night against the Sixers. Jalen Johnson, career high, 41 points. Um, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, we got us one with Jalen. So, but we knew that already if you've been watching the Hawks anyway. But
I knew
anyway, like I said, the
that.
Hawks guys. Yep, we was talking about it. We've talked about that for a few years now, Smitty, since I've known you.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
but yeah, man. But yeah, also Twitter A1 Forever, Instagram A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok, man. We're gonna hey man, let's try to see, man. We got the preview coming up with tomorrow, so y'all make sure y'all check that out as well when we do that.
Seattle Seahawks preview, man. Make sure y'all come in and join us. Find me on see where I'm at. Like my boy Brandon said, hit the like button on the way out, man. Appreciate you, Brandon, as always, my guy. Look, find me on Twitter at fatboyslim_21. I'm always over there blowing that thing up, man, because that's what I do. Also, catch me every day on Smitty Sports Machines as I'm giving y'all top debate topics, headline news, and live streams to get y'all thoughts and get y'all energy and the feel on things. Hey, appreciate you, my brother. And tomorrow night, man, 8 p.m. Our special guest that we had not going to be able to make it. But shout out to my nephew Steve A. Smith, man. He doing his thing on YouTube, so please go check him out. But he's going to make it up to us, man, down the road. He's a very solid
Nice.
kid, man. Very knowledgeable guy, man. So work calls, you got to pay bills, so you got to do what you got to do, man. But
Absolutely.
again, for my boy Chris, your boy Antoine Smith. Again, also thank y'all for the donation, man. Truly appreciate it. And again, man, y'all gonna make Christmas, perfect for me this year. But till tomorrow night at I think it's 8 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. We'll holler at y'all then, man. Until then, y'all please keep catching our videos. Go to Hawks Digest if you want updated Atlanta Hawks news with Chris and Walter. Stay tuned to the Sports Machine for the latest Falcons news. And I just pray Raheem gets fired soon because I'm tired of this shit. And we're gonna holler, man. Peace.